Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Kay, Ale and Shaka here.
Are you ready for this? What? Ready for Extra Time, Kay?
Done.
You ready? Are you ready for this?
Let me get my head down.
Are you sitting on the edge of your seat?
Got the giggles.
just making sure Kay is ready for
She's
what's
got the
coming.
giggles.
Too many inside jokes here.
I fixed my hair.
All right, done. Oh, Jan Agafiotov, he does get involved in the show after all.
Yeah, just show it up.
Oh, gosh. This it is Jan Agafiotov.
That is, yeah.
Is City better without Haaland as a game people like to play here at X? And when they have nothing else to discuss in the studio. Did City win the Champions League without Erling? Did City win the treble without Erling? Does the best manager in the world like to play without Erling? That's the questions.
Well, it's actually, those are the questions, but that's all right.
All right.
Just saying, if you're gonna be petty about it, then I can be petty too.
Oh, is he right though?
I don't think we sit here and say Manchester City are better off without Erling Haaland.
That was a subtweet to you guys.
Yeah, that was. I wasn't taking that personally at all.
No, what I would say is that I think Manchester City could use Erling Haaland better than they do. That sometimes he goes long periods of the game being ignored by his team and not using his skill set. I've asked this team to play through balls, over the top balls to Erling Haaland, and they refuse to do that. They rather play this sideways and backwards sort of stuff that at times can make Manchester City slow and predictable, and that's when they get in trouble. That's all. That's all.
You often do a little dance when you do the sideways and backwards.
Are you requesting a dance?
We've seen a few of them today off air.
Don't get lost in the shuffle.
Wow. I'm never going to unsee that.
Boy.
Just missing the dive. That's all you're missing there.
Hey, I'm just saying, Don, don't get lost in the shuffle.
Don't get lost in the shuffle, Don. We could have done with a Jan Agafiotov tweet on Havertz.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, that'll come. That'll be
All
coming.
right, that'll be nice.
And if we're going to
He's
take...
sitting in his hotel room, bored. That's what's happening there.
In front of the
In
door.
his hotel room. Yeah, lights are off. He's bored. He's got his own brain, his own head. I detect a lot of sarcasm there from Jan.
Yeah, and if you're going to send in questions and they're going to be picked for Extra Time, please, next time, Jan, hashtag FC Extra Time.
Yeah, Jan.
Everybody's doing it.
Jan, come on, get with it. All right. Shaka, was Raya's confidence saved by Arsenal having gotten perhaps more goals in the first half than deserved? He seemed to shake the mistake off pretty well.
Yeah, listen, you shake the mistake off. That's kind of part and parcel. You know, mistakes are part of this game. You win, and the only thing that mattered is that you won. And I will say, Arteta does an incredible job in terms of defending Raya and allowing him to play his natural game and make those mistakes. I would like to think you don't take that unnecessary chance if it's 1-0. That being said, even though I'm saying it, I kind of doubt it. But I'd like to think that, okay, it's 3-0, you can take that chance, or whatever it may be. Listen, at this stage of the season, it's less about the mistake and any kind of long-term impacts, because the season's just about over. There's no long-term impacts.
And thanks to Kai Havertz's third goal, everything was all right in the end anyway.
Let me tell you.
Kai Havertz,
I think
agent
Kay's a
over
little
here.
bit smitten.
Yeah.
She's smitten by Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz,
Same,
agent.
almost, you know. Yeah, Kai's agent right here.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Oh, you're
Ferrale.
making, hey, by the way, you're making some money if you're Kai Havertz's agent.
Oh, I would be. All right, Ferrale, especially if there was a goal bonus in there as well and the agent got a call.
You know.
If only somebody was responsible about putting a goal bonus in the contract. That would be the agent.
Okay, Ferrale, do you think City should look to upgrade on their current wingers? Aside from Doku, no one really has the raw pace to beat their marker one-on-one, and the production from Grealish has been limited this season.
I'll tell you what's frustrating about Jack Grealish's game. And maybe because he has had some injuries, maybe because confidence is not quite there. But if you're a defender and you are and now you're in a 1v1 situation with Jack Grealish, you know exactly what's going to happen. He's not going to take you to the outside. So it's going to be touch, 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 cut back, inside. And if you're a defender and you've now taken away the possibility of this guy taking me to the outside, it becomes a whole lot easier to defend. So you start jumping the fact that he's going to cut back, and then he forces him not to just play it back, but further back that he intended, and now the attack has started all over for Manchester City. Now, I like the speed of Jeremy Doku. I don't like the final product of Jeremy Doku. And I think Guardiola has a conflict here with Jeremy Doku because I think he appreciates the fact that he does give him a change of pace, but it doesn't quite match the rest of the game for Manchester City. I do think that Manchester City need change of pace in their attack. And that change of pace can be provided by Erling Haaland if you play him over the top, if you play him a through ball, if you turn defenders backwards, if you turn defenders facing their own goal. I don't think Manchester City does enough of that.
Okay. For Don, told you it was coming. Percentage chance that Real Madrid win the Champions League. Is it over 50%?
Ooh, yes, I think it's just over.
Why so confident, Don?
Is there a number?
And who beats them? Who's going to beat a team that's won the Champions League a million times? It was only ever going to be Man City. I don't see who's got the quality. Are they getting people's heads? Because, I remember a couple of years ago, Paris Saint-Germain had them beaten. I think Chelsea had them beaten. Man City had them beaten. And no one could get over the line. No one could get to 90-plus minutes beating them. All those teams had Real Madrid beaten at some stages in the same time when they won the Champions League. You just can't beat them.
Well,
if Man City can't beat them, who can?
How is it only over 50% then, if you're saying this?
Say again?
How is it only a little bit over 50% if you're saying all this?
Well, because there's a chance. I can remember, Kay, I remember sitting there, and it was quite funny, you talk percentages. I remember sitting there in the Man City game a couple of years back. I think it was the semi-final. I can't remember. I think it was. And there was a shot clock or a clock in the corner, and it had 90 minutes on the clock. And it was something like a 99% chance Man City would win the game. Because Real Madrid didn't have a shot on target. They scored 3 goals or something in injury time. It's what they can do to you, but someone's always got a chance. But I think they're massive. I'll go for 60.
I'm
going 60.
What do you give the others then? What do you give?
Here we go.
PSG,
all right, now it
Come
gets
on, Shaq.
difficult.
Who's in it then? Who's in, Shaq? Bayern?
PSG, Bayern, Dortmund.
I think they'll play PSG in the final. I think PSG will get there.
Numbers.
Any percentages for those three?
Okay, it'll be 70-30 in Real Madrid's favour when they play PSG in the final.
What?
No.
What's the chances? Was it percent chance of Dortmund winning the Champions League? What's the percent chance of PSG winning the?
All at the same time.
What's the percent chance of Bayern winning?
All right, I'll start with Dortmund. 0.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
I'm trying to make this somehow easier for myself, Shaq, so bear with me. It's not like I'm going to go Dortmund. It's not like I'm going to go Dortmund 7 and put myself in a world of trouble. Keep it simple here, Don. Keep it simple. Dortmund 0.
PSG. PSG.
PSG 50. No! Hang on! Whoa! I didn't mean that. 30.
And there it is. He's back,
Bayern
baby.
20. Real Madrid 50.
So that means Bayern with?
No, Bayern 30. Bayern 30,
30.
PSG 20, Real Madrid 50.
It went 60
Was it
earlier.
60?
He went 6 here. No, look,
Yeah,
It started with over.
it's done.
Because
It's
you
done.
decided
It's
to
done.
be a teacher too tonight, like him.
It started with over 50, and then it went to 60. Now it's back down to 50.
It's done.
I didn't realise you're going to bring 4 all teams into the equation.
All right.
I know. Too many variables.
It's too tempting.
Too many
It
numbers.
was too tempting.
Too mean. Let me give you an easier one, Don. You talked about this
dear.
yesterday, Ali, so let's get the guys' thoughts on this.
right.
What do you make with what
one
happened
thing.
with Klopp and Salah?
I didn't really read too much into it. I tell you the scenario because I said to someone that today, everyone's wondering what was said between Klopp and Salah. And I'm pretty sure, because I've been there myself, when you've been dropped in a game, and I'm pretty sure Klopp would have went to him, Mo, are you ready? And then Mo's lost his mind and went, of course I'm ready. Then there would have been a few expletives. I've been ready for half an hour. I've been ready for 45 minutes. Why didn't you start me in the game? And then you're just looking at the end of it, 2 competitors who are highly stressed, There's every chance I think Mo might be moving on. I think he'll be moving to Saudi in the summer. So I think he's just lost his mind for a split second. Listen, this is a player that's not been playing well. He's a legend and will go down as one of Liverpool's all-time greats. And he is respected massively. But in the context of a couple of games, he was droppable because he wasn't playing well. So I just think it's a scenario where manager's stressed. He's took a chance. He's dropped him. He's forced him to try and come onto the pitch. He needs him. And then Salah's probably thinking in the back of his mind, you need me now. And it's all just sort of kicked off. Nothing really too much to see.
I'm a Don on this. I don't think there's an awful lot to it. I think Mo Salah's reaction afterwards in the mix zone kind of added fuel to that fire that he was mentioning. But I think that kind of exchange, a heated exchange between manager and player happens a lot. But often it doesn't spill over. But even so, even in the mix zone, you're still a little bit, blood's still a bit boiling, you're still a bit, angry with the whole situation. So maybe that got the better of Mo Salah in the moment. But I think the true test as to exactly how grave it was is on the Sunday or the Monday or whatever day they next come together. But these type of things happen.
What makes your blood boil, Shaq? Your blood. What makes your blood
Good question.
boil?
Good question. Food.
Hashtag FC Extra Time.
I don't know.
Food.
I've kind of learned to accept all the nonsense that comes with
Life?
life. Yeah.
Why
What
did,
about a bad
Keep
dinner,
it an even calm. Keep it an even
What about a
keel.
bad dinner?
did either
That'll
of you
put you
guys
in a
give
bad
the
mood.
whole conversation how it might have gone that Don did yesterday? I don't think you did. I like the way that Don said, well, he probably said this.
Right?
And then he said that.
Well, no, because I was here with Dan and he already had a documentary ready as to the background and backdrop of this information. So I've already heard all the possibilities as to why this is something that has been ongoing and it just blew up yesterday. That's Dan's theory anyways.
All right. Don, what are the odds of Liverpool finishing top 4 next season?
Next season? Wow. I mean, I'll have to try and get me crystal ball. Strong odds. I've spoke to a couple of commentators that have worked on Dutch football. They really like Arne Slot. They think he's a very good people person. He's got charisma. Different to Ten Hag. He's not a Ten Hag just because you're coming from the same league. The trouble, I think, what Slot's got to do is obviously following Jurgen Klopp. But I think in the immediate, he's got to have the conversation with Virgil van Dijk and make sure he keeps him on board. And he keeps him because he's the rock of the football club. He's the captain. He's got the eyes and the ears of the dressing room. I think it's inevitable that Liverpool will sell Mo Salah for a big fee and then try and reinvest in the squad. He's still being left, Arne Slot, with a really, really healthy squad, Even if they lose Mo Salah, it's still really healthy.
Okay, Shaka. Manchester United haven't played as a dominant team in the last 10 years.
But
Why?
they've been fantastic to watch, though.
Yeah, entertaining, dynamic, dynamic.
They've been really
very dynamic.
Yeah,
very dynamic.
Why are you so sure that the manager is the problem?
I think the problems are far more deep-rooted than the manager. He's the easiest fix. You can't. The Glazers aren't going anywhere. I think that's the biggest problem. But they're not going anywhere. Let's be honest. So can't even speculate about that. And you can't change the squad. You can't change an entire squad all at once. So inevitably, when things aren't going well, the manager is the first and easiest solution.
Don, did you see Juan Mata giving LA some stick this week on the show?
No,
I'll
I've not
send
seen
that
it.
to you. It was
But
wonderful.
just on the Erik Ten Hag one, I mean, we all think the job's a little bit too big for him, and sometimes he's a little bit deluded by saying, we're one of the best teams in the Premier League, or the entertainers to try and watch. I've heard rumours that Ineos and Brailsford, I think they'll be thinking, let's not rush into a managerial position. This is what I'm hearing from journalists. It's nothing golden, it's just a little bit gossip. But they might be thinking, well, because the problems are so deep-rooted at Man United, do we try and go for a quick fix in a year where there's not great managers out there? Or do they leave Ten Hag in position for one more year to then potentially find out, actually, what do we do going forward in the long run for a longer period of time? So he might be given one more year just to see what he can do and try and be a little bit of an interim for the next man that takes over. Just a thought.
We should bring Juan Mata back on the show and ask him
What did he say?
Ask him some positive
Very
questions.
nice positive things about Manchester United.
Don, Ali made Juan's blood boil. Oh, that's what he did.
With very
Did he tell him to
positive, a very positive
he should have
question.
dived.
I just asked a couple of questions.
Come along, all happy. Want to talk pre-season? Oh, look, we coming to the US for pre-season. This is such a happy time. In steps Ali.
Hey, he had a smile when we were talking.
Ah, goodness me. Poor Juan.
Again, we should bring him back and ask him very positive questions about the dynamic team of Manchester United. Entertainment.
But you will be meeting him this summer, no doubt, for a catch-up, right? I'm sure that must be on the cards.
Of course. I thought we had great rapport.
I loved it. I want Juan Mata back on the show.
We need to have a camera there.
Oh.
Yes.
Look, I thought I would
just add that into Dan's documentary.
I thought it was a great exchange of
Ali
ideas and
met Juan.
thoughts. His were more positive than mine.
Obligatory percentage question for Don, another one.
Here we go.
What percentage chance do you give Luton, Forest and Burnley of staying up?
Oh. I'm going to go Forest 50% because they've got winnable fixtures. I think they've got Sheffield United and Burnley last day of the season. I'm going to give Luton a 30% chance, and I'm going to give Burnley, even though they are the form side down there, a 20% chance because their fixtures are awful. They're very, very difficult. So 50, 30, 20.
Somebody has done that before. Don didn't come up with them percentages
Just
so
now.
seamlessly,
No, just now.
so quickly, and he just,
Shall I let you into a secret?
You had notes.
I preempted that question. So on my little bit of paper in front of me, I wrote down
I knew it.
50,
I knew
30,
it.
20.
Far too easy.
Yes.
He just reeled it off.
Yeah.
No
And I had one more as
backtracking.
well.
No.
I had one more. I had one more. I had a 46-54 for the title race, just up my sleeve, Kay. Just in case you needed me.
Let's not run before we can walk.
Are you saying, Shaq, that he took too much ownership on the answer?
yeah,
It was like, they would do this and they're going to do that. And
And then the
let's see if you
fixtures.
see
And
it.
then, though.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
see
see
it.
it?
Though Burnley are the form team.
50,
They've got
30,
more
20.
difficult fixtures, so they can. I knew it.
And a
knew it.
46-54.
Okay. So now Don needs a cheat sheet before he comes to the show, right?
You see?
Can I just say, so little faith from the mayor of Newcastle in this Geordie lad.
But hold on. Justified.
Yes.
My faith was justified
Justified 10 minutes ago.
by Don.
Shaq, what makes your blood boil? I'm guessing it's food. Food related, a bad meal.
No,
That'll get
Don.
you going.
No.
That'll get you
Popcorn
going.
and shepherd's pie. Benedict or sushi.
No, I'm.
Yeah, that's something I can take. Anything.
You could put corn in my shepherd's pie any day. I don't have a problem with that at all. Just throw whatever you want in there.
We know Shaq would just look out on the horizon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It could be so much worse.
And speaking of which, Shaka, other than Trinidad, what's the best vacation spot in the Caribbean?
Best vacation spot in the Caribbean, Barbados. Barbados is gorgeous.
When are you next going there?
Hey, stop reminiscing.
No, I haven't been to Barbados for a long time. I'm going to Grenada soon.
Oh, again?
No, I haven't been to Grenada for a long time.
No, I mean, again, you're leaving?
Get on a vacation.
No, it's business.
We're growing the game.
Exactly.
The game.
I'm advancing ESPN FC. That's what I'm doing.
Spreading the gospel of the game.
All the corners of the
Shaq, can I
footballing
throw a
world
little
out
place
there.
in, Shaq? Can I throw a little place in? I went for about 6 years on the spin.
Sure.
And I went to a place called St. Vincent's. Oh my days, what a place.
I haven't been to St. Vincent.
Oh, well, there's there
What
you
a
go.
place.
There's another vacation,
Been to
Shaq.
St. Lucia, that was nice. Anguilla was nice.
Oh.
Yeah. But easy.
Barbados.
Barbados is great. Barbados really is.
And Don, are you coming here this summer?
I wonder if anybody.
I am.
I wonder if
12
anybody has
days,
any
Kate.
Masters games coming up in Barbados or anything. I'm just putting it out there.
Any friendlies?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. If anybody has any games that need a retired goalkeeper for,
Who's not willing to dive either.
I'm willing to advance the game. I'll come to advance ESPN FC.
We've got one more tweet coming and I don't know what this one is.
Okay.
So. Oh.
Hey! What?
Look at his sunglasses.
So many questions,
Right,
so little time.
Pink shirt.
Oh, my word.
Who's looking into my soul?
Oh, my goodness.
Looking into my soul.
Wow.
That suit does not fit
Years
Dan.
ago.
The suit does not fit Dan.
I was
He
not
doesn't
ready
take a
for
good
that.
picture, does he?
I was only 10.
He doesn't take a good picture.
Oh, Jesus.
Dan shared that today, not me. But yeah, 16 years ago today in the
You're shorter than Dan.
Hang on a minute, can we bring that back up?
What kind of looks like you're shorter than me, no?
No.
So what?
Heels on as well.
Dan's little,
Hang
heels on.
Do we have any proof that I have
Dan's
heels on?
little
I always
puff of
like
hair
to
there.
fit
Dan's little
side.
puff of hair that might be, you know?
It's just like.
Is it the
He's
head
standing
tuft?
on the front seat.
Does the hair tuft make all the difference?
He's standing on the front
So I've
seat.
heard.
It's so much hair gel there.
So I've heard. I've heard that little tuft of hair is telling. It sways many an
All
opinion.
right. Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, it's
Long time
seared into my memory now.
Yes, thanks very much, Dan.
Looking into my soul.
He'll be back tomorrow.